very good morning to you, dear listener, and welcome to Perspectives, a current affairs discussion program on Aande Radio 95.5 Star FM, Makudi, Benue State. This morning on Perspectives, our discussion shall focus on the state governor's backing for the establishment of state police, rising from the National Economic Council meeting yesterday in Abuja, presided over by Vice President Kashim Shettima and attended by state governors, deputy governors, ministers, and some presidential aides. The NEC took a decision with most of the governors throwing their weight behind the establishment of state police in the country. The Kaduna State Governor, Senator Obasani, who briefed journalists after the meeting, revealed that most of the governors were in support of the establishment of state police and they have submitted their reports. And I quote his words, "Virtually every state has its own peculiar security challenges, and many agree that state police is the way forward." This is not the first time the debate about the establishment of state police is coming up in the country. It has been on. And coming this time again with the support and backing given by the governors. What does it portend? Will the state police be soon created? What are the legal implications for the creation of state police, and what are the constitutional elements that are required for the formation eventually created? These are the issues we shall try to interrogate on today's edition of Perspectives. I have been joined here in the studio by three seasoned analysts who will offer insights on this subject matter. First is a legal practitioner who is with us on the program, Barrister Polycarp Aande. Welcome to Mr. Alex Akorigyah. Welcome to the program.
Thank you very much, sir.
And of course, a public affairs commentator, a notary, Nathaniel Nongu. Welcoming you to this Friday edition of Perspectives. And if this is your first time tuning into the program, 9292 0814 335 9292. In the meantime, the line which is available for SMS and also on WhatsApp, through which you can participate on the program, is 0912 699 9404. I take the number once again, 0912 699 9404. Remember to add your full name and where you're sending your message from. Log onto our website on www.agetradiotv.com to listen to us and access all the content of Agate Radio. You can also download the Agate Radio and TV app from Google Play Store to access the platforms of the newspaper, television, and radio, which you listen to us. You can also find us on Radio Garden and on social media platforms where our content is streaming. We'll take a short break, and once we... Welcome back from that short break, and thank you for staying with us on Perspectives. Let me begin with you, Barrister Aande. We had examined this subject matter at the proposal stage. How does the news of the governor's endorsement for the creation of state police in the country come to you, rising from that meeting yesterday in Abuja?
Yeah, thank you very much, Nathaniel. I'm not surprised. You recall that some months back we did a quite comprehensive analysis of the proposal before the National Executive Council of Nigeria as well as the National Assembly. And as at the time we did that discussion, you will also agree with me that not all the 36 states, including the Federal Capital Territory, were in consensus addendum as to the creation of state police. As at that time we were talking, I recall that I was within the margin of 12, 13 states that had already submitted a report and they were in agreement for the state creation. Up to 19, that's how the progression it kept increasing. And yesterday you hear from what Sani Uba said that almost all the states, that's to still tell you that KB is not on the same with them, Adamawa is not there, Federal Capital Territory. In fact, the reason why they didn't take a comprehensive discussion on the creation of state police was because of how FCT is dragging back. You have Adamawa, you have Kwara, you have KB. They are still to agree with them. And that's why they had to defer the discussions to January next year, 2025. So it's not a surprising thing to me. I think it's a build-up, it's a follow-up. They need to garner the required support for them to go to the National Economic Council for it to get the light of the day. Yet, from what they have said, we still expect the full report to come up by January in the National Economic Council meeting, which is scheduled to hold in January 2025. So I'm not surprised.
Very well. Mr. Akorigyah, let me have your thoughts as a security analyst. How did the news of this governor's backing for the creation of state police come to you?
Thank you very much. If you remember, we were here on the 15th of February this year, the same thing when the formation of state, creation of state police was just in the embryo state. But thank God, today is just like my learned colleague has said, Adamawa is maybe thinking about it. They have not completely submitted their report. Adamawa, KB, and Kwara states. And apart from the three of them, the situation where we have people 97.2% agreeing on a particular subject, the remaining maybe less than 3%. Well, we just hope that by January, they too will key in, because it's long overdue. When we copied our constitution from the United States of America, and they also have state police. I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. I don't know why they had to sieve it, if I may use that engineering terminology. They sieve it. They just took some part and left some part, which I think that this state police is a very good component. Here they said it is exclusive on the exclusive list of the. If you look at Schedule 2 of the 1999 Constitution, is on the exclusive list of the federal government that the police must just be something exclusively for the federal government. But now the dynamism of the Constitution, I'm not a lawyer, but just permit me that the Constitution should be a living...
No, feel free. As a citizen, you should have insights about Constitution.
We have gone beyond making police the exclusive list of the federal government, seeing the challenges we are facing in the air, on the land, in the water, and so on. So the dynamism of the Constitution should go beyond that, and establishing state police in the state, 36 states, and the Federal Capital Territory is a welcome idea, and from our own personal view, it is long overdue. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, Barrister Sorkaa, weigh in on this as well. You have been observing as a citizen and a legal practitioner that you are. Do you align with your colleagues in any way that the creation of state police is long overdue? Maybe if I should use the words of the security analyst, Akorigyah.
Thank you, Nathaniel. The issue of state police is long overdue to be independent of the federal government. If there's a federal, state, and local government, in fact, in developed countries, you have, because this state police, when it's eventually in the constitution, it will bring about the economic prosperity of these respective states. And that is why I believe the National Economic Council, headed by the Vice President, and membership comprising of the governors of the respective states and the CBN met, and I think only just 3 states are just left. So by the time we have the comprehensive report, I believe that the constitutional legal framework will be done in the respective in the National Assembly. Thank you.
Okay, but Sorkaa, as it is at the moment, the Constitution has not allowed for creation of state police. It is, of course, it is in the exclusive list. To what extent will the constitutional issue impede the creation of state police at this moment?
Well, I believe that with the state governors being involved already, and they also agreeing to state police, it will be very easy for a constitutional amendment, because the National Assembly, as we all know by the Constitution, the normal procedure for the amendment will come to the National Assembly. From there, it will now move to the respective state House of Assembly, which I believe they will give their approval because their governors are also involved. So if by January everything will have the comprehensive report, within a period of 1, 2, 3 months, the issue of state police will be done, because Nigeria needs that state police as fast as possible. So the constitutional framework can be done because the governors are in agreement for the creation of state police. So it will not be really an issue as it was in the time past on issue of autonomy of respective other arms of government.
All right. Barrister Aande, to what extent would there be an impediment now that there is no constitutional provision for state police? Will the governor's endorsement alone allow for the creation of the state police to serve the country?
There is a provision for creation of state police in the Constitution. That's what you call omnibus preview, and at the local government level, they're autonomous. It does not override the stakeholders or the main stakeholders for states. They already, like I said, we already have 3 lagging behind us, including the Federal Capital Territory. So by January, if they agree, they're also going to, because they are in charge of the respective House of Assemblies at the state level. And so they will call the House of Assembly and say, this is our thinking, this is our aspirations. And I'm sure there's going to be a smooth say at this, even at the various state House of Assembly, so that when it comes to constitutional amendment, it won't be an issue. So there's practically no impediment. The Constitution can be amended. And so the Constitution will be amended. Section 214 will be amended to accommodate state creation. Because Section 214 says there shall be a police force for Nigeria, which shall be known as the Nigerian Police Force. But again, like I said, it's a federating unit. So the states can also put forward there. And that explains the reason why you have some of these minor state security agencies being created. You have a Motekun in the southwest. In the southwest, you have the one we have here. You have other hunters. You have very many of them across the federation. So that's to tell you that already the thinking of Nigeria, the thinking of all Nigerians is that there is the desire for the creation of state. So because Nigeria is a federating unit, you can't say stricto sensu that it's not provided in the Constitution. The Constitution says that we can do it. So that does not take away the provisions of Section 214, like I said. So it can be amended. The entire section, part 6, the entire chapter 6 and part 3 of the Constitution can be amended. And because the state governors are on one page, it will be easy to do the amendments.
All right.
So there wouldn't be any impediment at all.
Okay. Well, Mr. Akorigyah, to what extent do you agree with them that there will be, with the governors backing, there won't be any impediment?
I totally agree with them. Barrister Sorkaa, Barrister Aande, they are the learned people, they have said it. And as an individual, as a security analyst, I just want to say that when all the governors come together and they agree, and already more than 97% are in agreement. So the amendment of the Constitution will just be an academic exercise, because when the deed is done, it's just to put down the English down there and sign, and the president or whosoever will put his signature as regards the amendment, because the people have agreed that this is what they want. That's all.
Yeah, like you said,
yes.
On one breath, that's on another breath. But on the other breath, you're going to also have impediments, because by the time you do these constitutional amendments, you must subject it to what is called. And I am not wholly.
We oppose the establishment of state police, right?
Yes,
okay.
yes.
We're going to look at that, but now that you have mentioned it,
that is what. Yes, I was waiting for you. I knew we surely come to that.
Yes.
There are going to be some form of oppositions, because very many Nigerians will oppose the creation of state police. They have said it over and over. One of the serious contentions by Nigerians is that state governors are going to use it as a means of oppression. They will use state police to oppress political. They will use it for political gains. And that is also a point to be considered. So even if the 36 governors, including the FCT, agree that there is the need and the desirability for state creation, you will still have many Nigerians opposing it. For that basis, two, there are so many things to look at. What about the jurisdiction? You're also going to have jurisdictional problems. You have the federal police, you have the state police. So you must be able to articulate and define their boundaries very clearly. So there are problems as well. Where will you get the money to fund them? So there are so many issues that will be discussed. And the Nigerian public will surely raise these issues that and ask the National Economic Council to address this issue before they will agree completely that there's the need for state creation. So you're going to have some impediments. In as much as the governors agree, and in as much as a sizable number of Nigerians will agree, a sizable number of Nigerians will oppose it. Given this
vision for the governors wanting the creation of state police at this time.
Well, for me, I strongly feel that the primary motivation for the state governors asking for the creation of the state police is for the economic prosperity of their respective states. We are not unaware of the insecurity in these respective states, which is the armed herdsmen, kidnapping and banditry, which have affected the economic prosperity of this respective state. In Benue here, we know it's very difficult for the people in the Sankara axis, Kasnala, Okum, and Logo, which produces the large number of yams in Nigeria, making Nigeria to be the large producer of yams. So it affects the economic prosperity of the state. So if the state police is created and the enabling law is done, and all the fears of the people all the fears that the people are alluding are also catered for, it will bring about the economic prosperity of this respective state. That is why the governors are asking for the creation of the state police.
And before I come to the next guest, do you see this present government led by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu championing the cause for creation of state police?
Will enable the creation of state police. I believe he believes in that. That is why he has allowed the National Economic Council, headed by his vice president, to allow the state to bring, because the National Economic Council, they advise the president on economic issues. And this issue of state police is an economic issue. Because, for instance, if the state police is effective and efficient, Benue will prosper. There will be no issue of armed herdsmen in Ngoma, in Gwe West, in Gwe East, in Buruku, in Logo, in Kwande, and all those axes where we have IDPs, Agatu, and others. And so there will be prosperity in these respective local governments and areas. And then even in the southwest, southeast, if they have their own state police, this issue of iPod and the others we have, these issues will be reduced to the barest minimum. Of course, the state police will not stop crime entirely, but these major issues that are affecting the economic prosperity of the states will be barely reduced. But that is if the state police is done with the right motive and not with a bad motive.
Are you suspecting there will be a bad motive? Let me.
Yes.
Let's leave out the right one and focus on.
Yes. For the bad motive, my learned colleague, Barrister Polycarp, already mentioned some of them. There is this strong fear from the majority of the people that the state police will be used against political enemies. For instance, if a political godfather brings you into power and you have issues with him, and they have the creation of state police, they will use that against such persons and against political opponents. And then for elections too, they will use such people, such state police for elections for their victory. So those are the fears of the people. And then the people will be harassed. So those are the fears that the state governors also need to convince the people that this state police will not be created with the motive of a political vendetta or to harass the people or to use it for election or to fight their political godfathers or to fight their political opponents.
Mr. Akorigyah,
Yes.
help us understand this creation of state police. In your opinion, what is the motivation for it? Is it for many other reasons that are ulterior to the governors, or is for collective interests of security of their various states?
Thank you very much. When you're looking at such things, you should look at the advantages and the disadvantages of it. What we are saying here, not that the whole thing is 100% correct or 100% wrong. The question is, do the majority of the people agree on what we are saying? You look at the election, for example, maybe local government election, gubernatorial election, or presidential election. The president doesn't score 100% a vote to win the election, for example. But you see, the majority of the people have come to agree that this is what we need. Certainly, there will be such things. And even as the situation is in the country, you look at it, for example, I don't know in details, but during the Shagaris regime, for example, when he won the election, I think first or second tenure or so, anytime you come to meet him, he will ask you, do you need anything? Go and meet Sunday Adewusi, who was the IG that time. He just saw that he was the one that helped him in one way or the other, I don't know, to win the election. So it is possible that whether state or federal or whatever, the tendency it is there that maybe the people in power may use it to their own advantage, harassing their opponents, apparent or real, latent or real or whatever it is. So there must be positive, there must be negative. You see that there will be advantages, there will be disadvantages. But when the advantages outweigh the disadvantage, then we go for it.
As it is now, just help us delve deeper into the advantages of state police. Do they actually overwhelm the disadvantages of not having it?
Number one, the indigents of that place are familiar with the terrain, the geographical area of the place, the economic situation. They understand their people, they understand the language. If I come to speak your language here, you should feel at home than somebody coming from Sokoto State or coming from down there who doesn't know this place. So the people will be close. The essence of the government is that the government should be closer to the people. So when this state police are on the ground or in effect, if they are recruited or they are trained, they are to the people. If it is a case of investigation, speaking the language will not be a barrier. Of course, it's to climb the mountain, they know. If it's to swim in the river, they know. If it's to run on the land, they know. So they are the people's people. So I look at that as an advantage. And in terms of wages, it is what you have that you are going to pay, even the national minimum wage. Not everybody is getting the same thing. It is what you can afford. But the resultant effect is that the governor or the people will tell the people in authority will tell these police people that you are here to help the community, to help to curb the excess of these herdsmen or this external aggression on the state. Also, because each state has its own peculiar problems and situations. Some that are in the riverine area, maybe the situation is in the water, or it might be mountain or land or whatever it is. So there are advantages, and so on, so on, and so forth.
Okay, Barrister Aande, from your legal point of view, the impediments, some of which you pointed out earlier, as it is, would you fear about state police?
Yeah, one, like my colleague said, I think I agree with them completely. And just to add and differ a bit, is to say that yes, state police is quite advantageous in the sense that it's going to take care of more than 80% of our security challenges. One, the recruits will be very close to the community. They know the terrain, they know the geography, they know the sociology, they know the history, they know virtually everything. They know who are the criminals, they know virtually everything. So they're in a better position first to gather information, to investigate, and as well provide very credible information that can lead to arrest and prosecution of these issues. They are good at that. Good. Secondly, the employment advantage is going to. I'm very sure that very many of Nigerians will be recruited into the state police, and that's going to also take care of that. But in as much as you have these advantages, like I said, one of it is that there is no gainsaying that politicians will use state police as a means of intimidating their political opponents. That is very obvious that's an incontestable fact. They are going to do that.
May use state police, and the question which I posed earlier was that as it is a federal police.
You're talking about the federal police
in comparison.
Yes.
So if the federal police may be allegedly used for same purpose, what is different or peculiar about
federal police? It doesn't have that. The orders come right away from the IG. They take instructions from the IG. And that's why you have all the AIGs within the zones. The zones have been created. And so the AIGs are created within the zone. They man the zones, and they're there. They are there. They give information to the IG. They're there in supervisory and in advisory capacity to give information back to the IG. So it is difficult for the state governor to have exclusive control over the commissioner of police within the state. And so it's always very difficult. There's a limit to which they can influence state police. So federal police is answerable to. So it is difficult for politicians to use them. They will use them to a limit. But when it comes to state police, you're telling the salaries, the emoluments, every entitlement is coming from the state government. It's coming from the state boss. So the man who pays the piper will definitely dictate the tone. So there's a limit to the use of federal police, but there's no limit to the use of state police. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, now adduce your points. You were speaking further as a legal practitioner on some of the issues.
Yes, I said legally speaking,
yes.
Like as a lawyer, you have what is called judgment enforcement. And sometimes you have judgment against the state governors. And so you have to use the police, the federal police, to enforce the judgment. Because as soon as the judge signs the attachment warrant or the whatever is the procedure for enforcement, you need the police as well in conjunction with the sheriffs of the court to enforce the judgment. I am also of the fear. I'm trying to nurse some fears that when you have state police, there's a possibility that when judgments are given against the state government may be reluctant, or the state police may be reluctant to go out against state governors. That's also going to be one of the disadvantages. And another disadvantage is this. By the time you bring in state police, you are going to recruit this product from the same environment. You are going to recruit. There's going to be some bit of favoritism in the employment. And so people will use it to score points. Like my colleague T.D. Sorkaa said, there's surely going to be some form of fulfillment of vendetta, because the state governors will recruit their allies. The state governors will recruit their issues at that level. They will use state police. They will use their products or their allies or their accomplices to achieve certain political gains. So you're also going to have this. And then again, it's going to be a bit of economic, it's going to overstrain the economy of the state. You agree with me that even at this very moment, Juson is on strike. They had a meeting yesterday which didn't get to a conclusion, a peaceful resolution. And what are they asking for? They say, we also need to be paid minimum wage. And so you see the burden, the fiscal burden, the monetary burden that is being inflicted on the states. So when you bring in the state police, you have to begin to look for resources where to pay the state police. And if you don't pay them, the federal police don't go on strike, but the state police, there's a possibility that they proceed on strike if they are not being paid. Another one is that you begin to have jurisdictional issues. The federal police will say, this job belongs to the state police, this job belongs to the federal police. You have this friction, you have this acrimony, because most of the things will be left undone. Federal police will say, this is not our area. State police will say, this is your area. So there's a possibility that the state police will expect this to be done, the federal police will expect this to be done, and at the end of the day, nothing will be done. So you're also going to have those jurisdictional frictional areas in terms of all this. So the challenges are enormous. The advantages are also enormous. But by and large, it is good for us to try it. The constitution is there. If we try it give it a try. To me, there's nothing wrong. We used to have what is called Friday police. It was abolished at some point. So it's not bad. Saying, let's try. Let's give state police a chance. Let's start with 10 years and see. If it doesn't work out, then we scrap it. The constitution is there to be amended at every point in time. So let us give it a try and see. If it comes on board and it doesn't work the way we expect, we can scrap it. You understand? So it's easy.
Now, Barrister Sorkaa, give us your perspectives on what are the concerns surrounding the potential power abuse by the governors using the state police, if created.
Okay, the concerns are...
Yes, your thoughts about what concerns you make of surrounding the potential abuse of power on the part of governors using the state police to harass or intimidate opponents.
Thank you. The concerns from the public stems from the fact that from what they see, you have politicians, they get into power, and then you see it every day against the other political opponent is there in social media space, in the public arena. So the public and then even the Nigerian police force, at some instances, are even involved. But because they are the federal, the Nigerian police force, without the control of the state governors, their effect is not much. But still, you find when people exercise their rights of freedom of opinion on the social media space, they are arrested, even with the Nigerian police force. And so the concern of the people stem from the fact that if the governors are the ones now in charge of the appointment of the state police, you will find more of the right of the freedom of expression of people's opinion will be drastically reduced, because these people will be picked by the state police almost on a daily basis, because the state police will be there to carry out the biddings of the what have been happening. And so there are those fears, but like my colleague Polycarp Aande have said, and the security analysts have said, the advantages are enormous, are more than the disadvantage. But the fears of the people stem from the fact of what they see almost on a daily basis. And for me, I strong a period of 10 years, I aligned with him, despite the challenges or the disadvantages that the people are alluding that will happen as a result of the creation of the state police.
Let me just add.
Okay, briefly.
Let me add. Yeah, they are potential fears. One, you have the governor. Take for instance the governor of Benue State. We have 23 local governments, and then you have 23 local government chairmen. You are going to recruit the state police, and you are going to deploy them to all the local governments, and the local government chairmen are going to be in charge of these people. And let's take 2027 election as a case study. The governor is going to give matching instructions to the local government chairman to deliver. And the matching instructions and the local government chairman will replicate the self-standing command to the heads of those police at the local government levels. So the potential fear is there. And the heads of those state police at the local government level will have to fulfill the matching order, we give careful matching order. That's what people are afraid. And so when the local government chairmen are there, you have to deliver. You must deliver in accordance with what the governors have said. So that's the fear. You must deliver. Assuming, I don't know what's going to be their portfolios, what is going to be the nomenclature in terms of positions at the local government level. But assuming they replicate what's called a DPO, you have a DPO of a state police in the local government, and the chairman says you must deliver, and he provides these resources for you, you're surely going to deliver. At the ward level, they will say, we need you to bring these results. And the people will surely be intimidated. And these fears are very obvious. They are incontestable. You will see them. Even with the federal police, most times you see the federal police, you see them flooding election polling units and all that. And they create this fear in the people. You understand? So it is something that is there. It's ref ipsa loquitur. That's not, it's there. You will see it. You will see a demonstration of it in 2027 elections.
Anyway, maybe before 2027, if it
Yes.
is established, we
Yes.
should watch it and see
Yes.
how it goes. We'll be here to of course, examine the evolving issues.
There will be intimidations and threats.
Okay.
They'll surely be there.
Mr. Akorigyah, so that we don't throw away the baby with the bath water,
Yes.
away from the intimidations or concerns about abuse of power on the part of governors using the state police, don't we have our security challenges peculiar to each of the states overwhelming and deserving of the creation of state police at this time?
If I understand what you're saying, you
Yes.
see, before I come to that, I want to say that I am particularly afraid of this generation which we are living in. It's a generation of insecurity. Gone were the days you will enter a vehicle from Akorigyah to Lagos for 10 naira and you sleep on the road for 3 days, 2 days. There is no fear of molestation, of being kidnapped. But now inside your house, they will put a notice in your house on your door. You went to work, you came back, and then you saw a notice placed on your door that we are coming. We are coming. This is what you should give, or else. And certainly they will come. I was up there in the north, and I know what I'm talking about. Night or 12 p.m., Insecurity is so much that if we bring it down to state level to handle it and settle it with all we can, we should not look at the issue of financial implication of this security issue. We should look at the will of the people to stem up the tide, because it is not talking well at all of Nigeria and we even at the local levels, because the thing has gone so bad. Be it as it is, as my learned colleagues have said, the disadvantages are there. The advantages are also there. Let us give it a trial. Trial is not a bad thing. Look at even this microphone that we are using now. It has undergone several exchanges, or even this handset we have almost everybody has it now.
Yes.
It started from a very Thomas Cooper, who manufactured the first one in 1973. It was almost 2 feet long. Now it came down to 1 foot. It came down to 6 inches, and now you can have a small one. They kept on giving it a trial in engineering, and there is research. And in fact, now, I'm not deviating, but I just want to say that it is a continuous process. We keep on trying. There is a handset we are expecting sooner or later that it will not be using battery again. It will be using solar energy to recharging. If that happens, it is a part of the dynamism of the constitution, of the engineering or whatever. You are subject to changes, especially if those changes are positive changes. Like the state police, if it's going to bring positive changes in our society, it is welcome. Let's give it a trial. We are not prophets. I'm not a prophet. But what I'm saying is that it is worth trying. Let's try it. What our leaders have come together, more than 97% of them, just Adamawa, Kebbi, and Kwara State,
yes.
3 of them out of 37, including Federal Capital. That is more than 97%. We hope that before this week runs out, they will change their mind and submit, and we have 100%. And since they are at that level of 97%, please and please and please, let us give it a trial.
All right, we should give it a try. Dear listener, if you're governor's backing for this and commentator on public issues, Barrister Polycarp Aande, who is joining us to lead conversation. Engineer Alex Akorigyah is a security analyst. He works with the Quasi Security Organization. He's also here with us. The Notary Public and Public Affairs commentator, Barrister Daniel Sorkaa, is also with us on the program. At 10 o'clock minutes away, you can call in to participate on the program. And the line through which you can reach us is 0814-335-9292. 0814-335-9292. That is the number. And in the meantime, the SMS line is also available. And you can also utilize it on WhatsApp, the line 89404. Barrister Sorkaa, let me have your thoughts in terms of security structure of the country.
In terms of security structure of the country, the establishment of the state police will impact and help the federal government, because the issues that have been affecting Nigeria, they are all local issues and issues at the state. And if the proper recruitment is done in terms of personnel and training, in terms of funding, it then means that security, especially insecurity, reduced to the barest minimum, because it will involve the people of that area. Like we can see our local vigilante, although they are not armed, they are also involved in helping security, working hand in hand with the Nigerian police force. So if the state police is established and with well-trained personnel, they'll be able to carry out and help the federal government. And in terms of security, the country will be secured. The economic prosperity of Nigeria will also be there, because if the state police is established, well-founded, with the right personnel, and the right personnel simply means that because there's this defect with the Nigerian police force, the number of skilled personnel in the Nigerian police force are minimal. I'll talk from the point of legal practitioner. So if the state police are established, they should make sure that they have skilled personnel, in terms of legal practitioners and other areas, so that it will help them, especially in their respective states. And I believe if the the state police is established, it will help the federal government a lot in a lot of issues, and the country will prosper. That relationship will be there. And I know that the state police will also, if the boundaries are well defined, there will be no clashes between the state police and the DSS or the Nigeria Police Force or the armed forces or the civil defense.
Barrister Aande, as it is, we have some form of quasi-security outfit, so to say, that maybe now that the state police is not established, could be categorized or seem to be in that area. You are aware, for instance, there is an existing Amotekun in the southwest. There is also what is called the Eastern Security Network in the southeast. And up northwest, there is some individual states have also established these formations. Don't you see that it is already won't it depend our relationship to complement security?
No, surely it will do that. Surely, because like we said, one of the advantages of the state police is better use of local knowledge. And so if they're there, I'm sure that because the federal police is overwhelmed, you know that you can't have their presence in every part of Nigeria. So when you have the state police like they're doing, like in Borno State, you will discover that formation, that hunters, they have been very critical and strategic partners, very useful partners to the Nigerian police and the army in Borno State. So I'm sure that that advantage will be replicated across the entire country. Amotekun is doing quite a good job. We have the civil protection guards here in Benue, and I'm sure that they share intelligence gatherings together. And so this relationship, the state police will surely deepen. The relationship will deepen in terms of intelligence gathering and even workforce. By the time there's the joint task force, I'm sure that the results will be more visible than leaving just other police forces to do that. And again, there's also going to be this is true federalism.
Yes.
And so the federal police will now concentrate on certain areas. I'm sure that by the time there's a constitutional amendment, there's going to be clearly defined area of work. And so the federal police will know that we're better together. Because one, the local police will provide the information or the intel for us to work. They will also provide the terrain. They will give us the terrain to be able to go into the terrain. They know the geography of the place. They know the history of the people. So this relationship is going to be useful and very effective. Yeah.
All right. Mr. Akorigyah, let me police. Would you say they are living up to expectation in attending to the security issues across the country? Do they need to be complemented by the state police?
I don't need to be, I'm not going to be judgmental. I'm not going to it's my own personal
opinion
anyway.
Yes.
I have here on record that the police in Nigeria was formed in 1879. The one of Lagos came up in 1896. Then the one in the Upper Niger and the North came up in 1894. Then we have the Royal Niger Contributory in 1888. And then as at 1980, we had about 200,000 policemen. You can just imagine a situation where a country of more than 200 million people, we are having 200,000 policemen. It's good, but it's not the best. I think Nigeria should be able to have more than that number of policemen manning all over the nation. And in terms of, I don't know whether because we don't have enough money to fund it, but now we have no option, because if you build a house of 50 million naira and you don't have 50,000 to be paying security people, then you have not done anything yet. So we should also look at it that number, I don't know the number of the the policemen now, but I think...
As at 2021, you had a total number of about 371,800. Currently, there's about 200 million.
That is.
So you can see that there is completely understaffed.
We are grossly underpoliced.
Yes, as at 2021, the entire population, the workforce, work strength of the Nigerian police was 371,800.
You can just imagine that.
Yes,
you see, even when we talk about Nigerian Legion Corps of Commissioners, which I belong to, for example, it is just like a standby army, which we have in other Commonwealth countries and other nations. When I was undertaking a program in National Open University, Chinese had a standby number of 7 million. They didn't want to tell us the exact number on the ground, but the reserve alone was 7 million. So if people can take their security very serious like that, I'm not saying we should recruit 7 million police people, but I'm just saying that this is a country that has the security of architecture or interest of their country at heart. And by extension, that number should increase to at least, to my personal opinion, it should be increased to 500,000. By 2025, the number of that number should be increased to 500,000 or 600, and the pay package, the remuneration should also increase. They are doing a risky job. I'm also a security person. You can just imagine you're on the highway, maybe you're a marine police, you are in risk of water, all these things, pirates, the risks are there. And then you are poorly remunerated at the risk of your own life, you mortgage your human right, you can't talk and so on. So the government, I'm not a labor
yes, but you are beginning to sound like one.
Yes. Let me surprise you, Daniel.
Just a moment,
yes.
Barrister. Just conclude your thoughts.
Yes. So if the minimum wage to the police people, the minimum, that is the least one, it's my own personal opinion anyway, I'm not fronting for anybody. If you can be paying them up to 150,000 or 200,000, that the job, no life can be bought for 1 million naira.
Okay, that's okay, Barrister.
Let me surprise you.
Chip something.
As of 2022,
yes,
the National Bureau of Statistics said police decline. The strength declined to 250,227. So this probably may have been occasioned by deaths and retirements. As of 2022, that's what the National Bureau of Statistics said. As it declined from that 370 to 250. So you can see that we're in for it. So one of the suggestions will be even to strengthen the police force, the even federal police force.
Federal police.
You need to strengthen it. They have been doing very well. I can't say they have not.
Yes.
Because for a workforce of 300 and something, less than 1 million, to police people who are 250 or 200 million, it's a commendable job.
Yes.
We really have to also commend them. They have
commend
done
them.
very well.
They are doing well.
Very well, yes.
They are doing well.
It's all right. We are due to start taking calls, but that will be after this short breather. Kindly stay with us. We'll be back.
Immerse yourself in the action with our live streams on YouTube at Agate TV and Facebook at Agate Radio TV 1. For behind-the-scenes highlights, sneak peeks, and exciting updates, follow us on Instagram at Agate TV. Don't forget to take your experience to the next level. On TikTok, we are at Agate_TV. Agate Media, the people's voice.
from that short break, dear listener. And if you are just tuning in, you are listening to Perspectives on Agate Radio 95.5 Star FM Makurdi. We are discussing the state governors backing for the establishment of state police. You can participate on the program by reaching us on the number 0814-335-9292. Once you connect with us, we'd like to know your name and where you are calling from. Make your submission very brief. Good morning and welcome to Perspectives.
Yeah, good morning.
Thank you for joining us.
Yes, I want to thank you and the guests in the house. This is Godwin Segeya, calling from Industrial Layout.
Very well.
Yes, I want to support the issue of the state security. I want to support the issue full because, like, for instance, the issue of header crisis. In Benue State, if you engage those people from Opoku, or the one from Ado, or Konshisha, or Himini Logo, those people know better way to tackle those herdsmen, or they know it's a strange face in their local government. They will have to notice it quick. But my fear is, will the state governors use them judiciously, most especially when during the time of election? Those people, as one of the guests say in the house, those people, those state police, they are under the chairman in the local government. And when the governor gives directive to those chairmen, they will also pass the directive to the state police that you take action on what, down into their tunes. That is my phrase. If not, the issue of the state security is very welcome development to tackle the issue of security, most especially now that we have security challenges in all the states. But God will help us with this issue of the police, the federal police. If they mix together, I think we will get results. Thank you very much.
Godwin, thank you for calling in. Godwin believes that if the state police is created, they will complement the federal police and there will be results to be seen. Thank you for your opinion. Good morning. Welcome to Perspectives.
Hello, good morning, sir. My name is Theophilus again, calling from Plango.
Good to have you join us, Theophilus.
Yes. I want to appreciate all the state governments so much for revisiting the issue of state police in the country. This part is long still in the pipeline. It is coming at the right time where Nigeria needs the expansion of security scope in the country. If that is done, I believe it will help create jobs as one of the measures of tackling security in the country. So I want all of us to support it to see the light of the day. And I also urge the federal government to quickly implement it so that it will see the light of the day. Thank you very much.
Okay, Theophilus.
Sir.
Are you looking at it from the point of view of creation of jobs only if the state police is established?
No, it is not only in the aspect of creating jobs alone, but also helping to secure our communities and help prevent all criminalities in all angles of the state.
It's all right. Thank you for calling in, Theophilus.
Yes, thank you. You're welcome.
All right. Anyway, I don't think security formations should be established just for the purpose of creating jobs. But that's your opinion. We appreciate you, Theophilus, for calling in. Good morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Nat.
Welcome to Perspectives.
It's the voice of Mark Anwangbin, the father from Sorkaa, Great East Local Government.
Good to have you join us, Mark.
Thank the guests in the studio. For me, I may like to start by saying kudos to our state governor to giving approval for the state police. I think it will be a welcome development for us. Comparing the state police, I may like to tell the public that the state police local criminal hideout. I think they will be on the ground, even close to the rural communities. And I may like to warn the we are saying that between the federal police and the state police, I think they are all security outfits. Due to through their orientation training, they will train them and tell them what they can do to maintain their function. So for me, I'm not worried that we need not to be saying something that is yet to done. Let's talk about what is on the ground now. I think the community police will help enough. And we also give job opportunity to our teeming youth. And then I will rather say congratulations to those who may be employed. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, Mark. Anyway, it is still an ongoing process, so you may save your congratulations until it sees light of day, light of the day. Good morning. Welcome to Perspective.
Good morning, Mr. Nathaniel and Nongu.
Welcome to the program.
Yeah, good morning to your guys in the studio.
Thank you.
I am Engineer Sunday Akpa calling from Northbank.
Very well.
My contribution is like this. There is a saying that if you continue to do the same thing the same way, you cannot expect a different result. So for that reason, let us try the state police and see how it will come out, despite the perceived disadvantages. If we can have federal high court and state high court, have federal universities and have state universities, and another outfits like that. So let's try the state police and see how it will perform and see. But the governors of the various states will be wary of the fact or not to just put them under their total control and use them to settle political scores. So that's how it is. Thank you very much. That's my contribution.
Thanks for calling in. We appreciate your contribution. Okay, governors should be wary of it if it is established. We hope the governors are listening, and we hope they should do the right thing. We'll support them. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Welcome to Perspectives.
This is Edambauka.
Good to have you join us, Edambauka.
Well, this matter, first of all, we look at the issue of where did we copy democracy and presidentiality? Is it presidentiality or whatever you will call it from America, isn't it? So when we are copying things, we remember many times our legislators and leaders travel to these places that they are going to do studies tours. How much of these things do they bring back and document? Now, if you look at the number of police that we have counted, we said, let's put it at
if you are able to connect back, that will be fine. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Welcome to the program.
Yeah. I'm Joseph Agobi Hussein.
Yes, Joseph Agobi, where are you reaching us from? Could you move away from your radio set?
Okay, sir. Let me off it. Boko Road, opposite Judge's quarters, back on Chabisote.
All right. We are listening to you, Joseph.
Okay. I greet the guests in the studio.
Yes,
it's a welcome development
on their behalf.
To state police. It's a welcome development for state police. We have police in the federal. If anything happens, they will do what it takes. So if you have state police, if anything happens, and they know the environment more than the federal police, that will feed to them, so that will help them to the same work. So my opinion, I didn't see anything bad there. That creating the state police, you have vigilantes, or you can feature vigilantes to bring the information to them, then work crossover. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Joseph, for calling in.
Yeah.
Appreciate you. Joseph says he sees nothing bad with the establishment of state police. After all, they are familiar with the terrain. They know the grassroots more than anyone else. Good morning. Hello, good morning. Okay, you are on, but your voice is not coming through. Try to call back 0814-335-9292. That's the line to call in on the program. Hello, good morning. Hello. Hello. Okay, we lost connection with you. 0814-335-9292. The SMS line is also available, 0912-699-9404. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us.
You are talking with Dominic Cooper from Chula in Guma local government.
Okay, Dominic, we are listening to you.
All right. For me, I don't even subscribe to the idea of the creation of the state policing because bear it in mind the fact where the state governors found them. Apart from that, when the exercise is being conducted, I think it will be politicized. So I don't even subscribe to the idea. And it is not only the matter of language barrier. Even if your father tells you something that you don't even want, you would disagree with him. So I don't even subscribe to it. Thank you so very much.
Okay, Dominic, thank you for calling in. perspectives have a diversity of opinion, and that is why the program is also Perspectives. We accommodate all your views, provided that within the confines of what we are discussing. Dominic does not subscribe to the idea, and he has stated his reasons. Good morning. Hello, good morning. Okay, I'm sorry, we may have to disconnect with you. Your voice is not coming through. If you're able to connect with us, that will be fine. Hello, good morning. Hello. Good morning, welcome to Perspectives.
You're welcome. I'm by name Shikola Benedict, calling from Ifeanyi.
Okay, Shikola Benedict?
Benedict, yes, sir.
Okay, Shikola, could you speak up a little more? You sound inaudible.
Yeah. Good morning.
Go ahead, Shikola.
Yeah, this is a very welcome development. I highly welcome this development because it's a very good one. Because if state police is being implemented, you know that the problem we are facing now most is the communal crisis. And these people are with us. You know that before anything should happen, I believe that they will be there in order to tackle it. So it's a very welcome development. So I fully support the development.
Okay. Thank you, Benedict, for calling in. Benedict is in support. I think if this goes to the public hearing stage, eventually if it's cast into the National Assembly for consideration, there may be dissenting and also consenting opinions. Okay, if you call in and we're not able to hear your voice, quite unfortunate, or we may have to disconnect, and if we have the opportunity of connecting with you again, that'll be fine. Good morning. Hello, good morning. Welcome to Perspectives.
Thank you very much, sir. Good morning, sir.
Morning.
Yeah, can you hear me clearly, sir?
Speak on. We're hearing you.
Okay, my regards to your guest in the studio.
Thank you for joining us.
Yes, my name is Vincent Ako. I'm calling from Ishabakut Road.
All right.
Okay. And your guest said that we should give the state police a trial. If it works, fine. And if it doesn't, we should scrap it out. So my question is it the governors who are desperately in need of the state police that will scrap it out, or the federal government? Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, thank you, Vincent. All right. Vincent wants to know. Anyway, as we go along, we are going to hear from the panelists how that it is not yet established. Maybe there should be a template. Good morning.
Thank you. We are speaking with Comrade Achimi Oguche from Modern Market Road.
Thank you for joining us, Mr. Oguche.
Thank you. First and foremost, I want to thank and appreciate your guests in the house for the analysis over the proposal of state police by the State Nigerian Governors Forum. Actually, Nigeria is not yet ripe to practice Nigerian police state police system because of the type of politicians we have in Nigeria. The way they like power and their desperation for power will make them to use state police arbitrarily against their opponents. So my personal opinion is that issue of state police should be suspended pending when the Nigeria democracy system improve.
And when do you think we will be ripe for it, if I should ask
in the next 20 to 25 years to come, I believe our democracy will be something to write home about.
All right. So in the meantime, the governors should continue to grapple with the security challenges that may have prompted their backing for creation of state police?
Security is under exclusive list. Am I right? Hello?
Yes, you are on. Go on.
Security is under exclusive list. So the federal government should take the bull by the horn and let the states provide complementary support for the main.
Okay, but Mr. Oguche, sorry to bother you. I think, don't you think the move by the governors calling for supporting the creation of state police is part of efforts to complement with the security efforts of the government, federal government?
Exactly, it's part of the effort, but it's because of their own selfish political interests. The other time, are they not divided over the tax bill reform? So why don't they say, let us all come together so that the tax bill will see the light of the day, so that every state will be productive?
Anyway, tax is another issue. Thank you all the same. Thanks for your opinion.
You are welcome, sir.
We appreciate you for calling in. I think we should begin to take the listener up to task as well, so that we don't. Some of the questions they too should help us provide answers to them. Good morning. Hello. Good morning. Hello.
Am I hearing me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, I'm brother Akorigyah.
Akorigyah, where are you reaching us from?
I'm calling from Western Quarter.
Good to have you join us.
Okay, I want to greet my brother in the studio, brother Alex Akorigyah. We work together.
Oh, great.
He's also chairman of our union here in Makurdi.
Yes, go ahead, Alex.
I'm very happy that the governors have and the federal legislators have fully come to this realization that we need state police. So to me, all these misgivings expressed by the political executive using it for their own destinies, neither here or there for me. Because I listen to news, and whenever there is any security breach, people will get up and start blaming police officers to give them direct order. But they will blame him. So now that this issue has come, I think all of us should be all in. And to me, we should even go further to empower every citizen, just like they have Second Amendment in America. We are now right for everybody to bear arms in Nigeria, so that somebody will not just walk into my house boldly. Because if he knows I'm armed, he cannot just walk in boldly and tell me to open my doors or do this and that. So
yes,
we should go beyond.
Yes. Conclude your thoughts.
We should go beyond state police and empower every citizen to bear arms as they do in America. That will help Americans call it first respondent. When there is crime or anything, where the citizens respond before even the police come into play.
Okay,
so
Emeka, before you conclude, when you say we should empower citizens to bear arms, at the moment there is no legal framework allowing for that. So don't you think it is on the contrary? Because the Constitution...
No, that's what I'm saying. There is no legal reason. They want to create legal backing, constitutional backing for state police. That they should also do that and amend the Constitution. Americans started, they have First Amendment, Second Amendment, up to 20 or 20-something amendments to the Constitution, giving certain rights to the citizens. So we adopted the American Constitution, but
we didn't adopt the American Constitution. Nigeria has its own distinct constitution as a sovereign nation.
I know, but it's most of the time the presidential system is run by America.
If you say presidential system, we understand, but not constitution.
So the Constitution is patterned after what Americans have. So we should, left to me, that's my opinion.
Thank you, Emeka.
Everybody should be empowered to be first respondent, so that this issue of by giving you notice.
Thank you for calling in. I'm sorry we'll leave you on that. We appreciate you for your opinion. Let's say things that are within the ambits of the law, not just that for fancy of saying them, which you said correctly. Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
Morning. I'm Godwin from behind the office.
Godwin who?
Godwin Upali from behind the office.
Okay, go ahead.
Logo One Makudi.
Logo One is a better name because the other name you are calling. Okay, Godwin, go ahead, please. No.
Don't be familiar to us.
Don't worry. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's okay. You see, this issue of state police has been on for long. My in-law is a beneficiary of state police from around 1982. It failed. 1982, they recruited them, they trained them. Are you with me?
Yes, we are with you.
They recruited state police. He's a beneficiary. He has retired as ASP, one star, unconfirmed. So it has been there. Me personally, all this we are saying won't work because maybe earlier who has supported it might pay after 8 years. This person coming in, what will happen? These arms are already in the hands of these people who are trained. So we're battling with the issue of payment. Somebody who has arms, you can't pay him because even ordinary civilians who are not armed are not being paid. Then somebody who is armed, you are not paying that person. We know that the challenge is an issue. People refer to America. You are referring to America since America came. They came as colonists. Till today, there's no coup. Trump attempted. He saw what he saw. But here in Nigeria, you don't have that. People are not ready. They only come in. It's just everybody's interest in Nigerian politics. So I know they will support it. It's a good idea, but it won't work because it didn't work. So how will it work? When you can't pay, and somebody who has arm, you can't pay him, then you see it should be work. He will use that arm against somebody else. You see? So to me, I know they should don't rest that. You can recruit as many police officers as you can, and the national police or the people who are saddle responsible of managing the police officers should just, when there is any security breach, the Inspector General of Police should say, okay, go there, tackle it. That is just it. But these policemen people are saying are still in the hand. Let me just say, security to all these politicians. That is why we don't have them. Starting from all these speakers of House of Assemblies, House of Reps, senators.
Godwin, thank you. We should conclude now. Thank you for your opinion.
So it won't work. I'm not just saying it will. We are not yet right.
Thank you.
American democracy is over 240 something years. No coup.
Thank you, Godwin. Thank you. We appreciate you for your opinion. You have stated your position clearly. You believe it won't work. Let's interrogate also the opinion or concerns of other persons.
Justice Nyika.
Justin Nyika.
Justice Nyika.
Okay, Justice Nyika. Go ahead from welfare quarters.
Sir, for my submission, I did not subscribe for state police because it's in political reasons. If we do that, let me set an example for myself. If I am a police officer in maybe Otukpo and my brother is contesting the election, so I can liaise with and petitioner from Constitution that support to my brother to win election. So the thing will make a priority to every aspect. And if it comes in the governor's way, the governors can use that thing even to destroy their people that are opponent with them. If you see that sometimes a governor have a problem with a particular person in that local government. So you want to win election from that local government, there must be a war. So in this thing, for now, Nigeria do not need a state police. Let them take that money and put industry, creation of small business so that the citizen will achieve that. Maybe the issue of state police for now. Let us wait.
Okay, Justice. So why we should establish industries, the security of the people should not be covered for? Is that what you're saying?
We have enough security personnel in Nigeria. It's all the corruption and other things. We have no equal power, army power, police power, civil defense, and the rest of them. We have everything will be order. It's all the corruption that is serving us.
Okay. Thank you. So let's tackle corruption too. We appreciate you for calling in. But by the way, you sound like if you were recruited even in the federal police and your brother is contesting the election, you ask your colleagues to connive and work with him. But that is not the mandate of security. Thank you, Godwin. That is justice, rather. That is not what security personnel are expected to do. And it should be clear that once you sign on, you should be neutral in your service to everyone. Good morning.
Good
morning. Thank you for joining us on Perspectives.
This is Fiasi Utumbiufa.
Okay, the son of the detective.
Very well, from Department of Biological Science.
Okay, Fiasi, thank you for joining us.
You know, I held my breath not to comment on this issue because any recognized institution that is about to come out, there are a lot of debates. back and forth.
Yes.
But that's always an academic argument in a manner of speaking, because the reality is that those who are affected in what they do not know. And let me put it straight. Yes, I accept the creation of the state police, but there are factors we need to consider, which Nigerians are very, very scared of, and they have elaborated the issue of the state executive taking advantage of that. That is very paramount. And let me put a background to that. The state executive give money for them to have so that nobody would topple their government. That was the essence why they were called the chief executive officer. They were called chief security officer. Exactly. That's the background. Coming to the meat for the day. If we look at the challenge with the state police, as we are aware that it is a good process, I could see the issue of funding as a very big problem. Funding entails a lot. You found, then while we're in Kaduna, all the regalias for all the federal police were given free until when the country now got bad, that now the policemen, they buy all their kits. That is one, that they are trained by recognized personnel. And let me point it out to you that some of the officers are trained by unknown officers, and the trainings are not done in this country. That is why you have the snipers, and they can never identify themselves as being members of an organized setting like the police or the soldiers. That is why they remain in that fold. Secondly, the issue of recruitment. How are we recruiting these state police officers? Is it that there will be an announcement that there will be a recruitment? And those who are recruited, do we know them? How do we know them? If the community knows them, what is their integrity? And is the recruitment going to stay off the environment?
Just conclude your
I'm
thoughts.
driving at the point.
Conclude. Your time is up already. Yes, just conclude. Don't drive to the point again. Land on the point. Land on the point, please.
I'm trying to land on the point.
Yes.
Now, the issue of power sharing, the powers will be vested in the hands of the executive. Let's not be shy away from that. The powers, I repeat, the powers will be vested in the hands of the executive. Recall a scenario that happened then when the IG deployed, when they got Buhari deployed the IG to come to Benue State, and he could not come to Benue State. He stayed in Nasarawa, and he reported to him that is how the power will be. If you need anything, you call these officers.
Thank you, Fiase. I'm sorry. Thank you. You have made your submission. You have taken quite some time. We appreciate you for calling in. Let's take some messages. This one says, if you scrap it, not scrapping anyway, after starting it, you increase criminality in the country. It's better not to try it at all. Let's continue with the securities we have. We have Army, Police, Civil Defense, DSS, etc. Grandma Ifi from Naka Road. Grandma, thank you for your message. But when it's not a scrapping, they are only calling that state police should be established. This one says, good morning to you all. My name is Martins from Tewasi, Agbadu area. Nigeria is not ripe for state police, e.g. up till now, some police are yet to be paid their November salaries, and they are also suffering from contributory pension. You cannot marry a wife like that. You prepare before marrying a wife. Try it and see. I hope we'll cry in future. No. All right, Martins, thank you. We don't hope to cry in the future. Thank you for your message. Anyway, we appreciate you for sending. This one says, this is from my WhatsApp box. It says, good morning to you and a guest. Sadly, the state police is long overdue in Nigeria, and it's in line with urgent demand for the overhaul of the 1999 Constitution that created the conditions for this dysfunction. Overhauling the Constitution to guarantee independence of essential political institutions will address envisaged issues of the state governors hiding behind the same Constitution to derail democracy and development. And that's the whole point. Politicians should stop this endless politics and implement important reforms whose time has come, given abundant evidence of failure. Ko-Ifrem from Welfare Quarters, Makudi. Ko, thank you for your message. We appreciate you. Hello, good morning. Good morning.
Yeah, how are you?
I am fine. Welcome to Perspectives.
Yes, I'm John Aduku, speaking from Akorigyah.
Okay.
How are you, Nat?
I am fine, sir. Thank you.
Yes, the issue of state police has been overdue and overflogged. You see, number one, the benefit of state police. Most of our people who are out of job, especially graduates, we have, let me say, thousands, if not a million or 2 million graduates in this country that have no job. It will states to curb insecurity, because the federal police, they are not enough. They are not enough over the police until they get directive from the IG or federal government, give IG order, IG now come down to the commissioner in the state. That takes a longer time to curb insecurity. And thirdly, if Nigeria is to care about governors who use them, what of now the federal police? Are the governors not using them? Nobody is help the INEC to rig election. Why not? It is better for the state to have their own police. They are the governors.
Hello, John Aduku, the network is breaking, maybe because you mentioned something that is a bit controversial.
Because I'm sure.
Hello, go on.
So, okay.
Okay, we should conclude here, sir. Thank you for, you have made your point, and I think your network is not getting friendly anymore, so we'll disconnect with you. Hello, good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Thank you for calling in.
It's Ojo from Kancho.
Ojo, thank you for joining us.
Yes.
Did you say Ojo Jerry?
Ojo James.
James. Okay, Ojo James.
Yes. So I disagree with state police. The reason is federal government has given us a problem about when we are dying in silence. And then the state government, the state governor, they want to give us a problem again. Who are going to pay for police? Who are going to pay? There is money where it's supposed to pay. People he promised us that he's going to pay arrears and then gratuity. And then up to today, they didn't pay. When they employ police, who are going to pay for them? And then when he leaves, when he pays, when he leaves, we have a problem.
Okay.
So,
but
police, police, me and you, when people are getting that is good, now me and you will go and suffer for it.
We don't want to suffer for it. We want it to serve us so that we don't suffer anymore.
The state is here. All of us, all the children, they know what is happening about Fulani, all these things. Are they not the ones they are going to repeat? No, the killing, you see killing every day and night. Because when you do something, or the brother of that person do you something, when you talk, they will say, go and kill him. Go and kill him. You know what they are doing? They have been killing here.
Ojo James, thank you.
Everybody know about it. Up to today, the DSA.
Thank you. Thank you for calling in.
I'm not happy about what is it.
Are we making you unhappy? Ojo James, thank you. Anyway, the essence of the program is not to make you unhappy, but to provide a platform so you can also share your thoughts. It's just that your opinion may be dissenting, but we accommodated and we were happy with you. So please don't feel unhappy with us for saying what we are saying. Hello, good morning.
I'm from Bagwan. Makurdi local government.
Okay, go on, T.
Yes, I would have said that the establishment of the state security outfit is a welcome development because the state government or governors who have come into the command of the state or the federal security outfit will be held accountable if the establishment have been held into a quickly agreement. I want to advise the government of the federal of Nigeria rather to put in place national security committee if established who will checkmate the activities and the abuse of the state security police or in so many dimensions, use them positively.
Okay.
But we wish that the governors of the state will do well with us because they have been crying for that, and that has been a beacon of hope for the state.
Thank you.
Challenge comes before solutions are in place. Thank you and good morning.
Morning, thank you. That's the last call we accommodate on this edition from ET. We appreciate you for calling in. Back to our guest here in the studio. I'll begin with you, Dr. Chief Aande. Barrister Aande, sorry, for Chief.
Chief. It's a good prayer.
Okay, Vincent Akol just asked us that if the police were to be tried and if it doesn't work, it will be scrapped. Who and how? Let's make sense of his question just briefly, and then we go to other issues.
Okay, like he said, the issue of creating state police is an issue that involves both the federal government and the state government, as well as all the various houses of assembly. And so it's not just going to be, it's going to be a constitutional amendment. Section 214 will be amended. The entire part 6 and the entire chapter 6 and part 3 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria will be amended. And so that will pave way for creation, empowering the state governors as well as the federal government to establish state police. So what happens there is that they will take police out of the federal exclusive legislative list and put it in the concurrent. The federal government can also have the powers, the state government can also have the powers. So the state governors who are empowered by that constitutional amendment to create state police will have the powers to scrap it. Do you understand? So the federal government will also scrap it. Simply what they will do is that the constitutional amendment will remove state police issues of policing completely from the federal exclusive legislative and put it in the concurrent. The state governors will now be empowered. The federal government will also now be empowered. So either of them can scrap. The state governments will be given the powers to establish state police. So they have the powers to scrap it if it doesn't work.
All right.
So the powers of scrapping will reside with the state governors.
Very well. So Vincent, I hope we have answered you. Mr. Akorigyah, several of the callers, of course, they expressed diversity of opinions. But one thing that came out strongly was that some governors, or not, if not all, governors complain that they are chief security officers of their state, but do not have the commanding structure over the police force. They don't have. Some governors have said publicly now that they're seeking or backing the establishment of state police. Should they be given the benefit of doubt to establish this commanding structure and see how it works for their state's peculiar security needs?
Thank you very much. We have said here that we should give it a trial. If the governor of the state is said to be the chief security officer, I don't know why the other people are not police or whatever, they are not taking instruction from him. The situation arose at a particular state governor in the other regime. There were almost about 15 or 14 police commissioners were posted to that state within the time of the governor was on the seat, and he had to challenge one of those people that you're not a politician. I am the governor of this state. You're not even an indigenous of this place. I am the indigenous of this place. So if they have sent you here, do your police work and don't dabble into politics. I don't know how true or how false that was, but I'm still saying that for the benefit of doubt, because some of these crises we are having in the states, the riverine area, the northern area, middle belt, wherever it is, north central, northwestern, this and this, south and west. If there was a state police to monitor these activities, they would have been able to curtail the activities of these miscreants, because I call them miscreants because they come in, they sneak in, maybe outside, maybe even outside the country or even here. I was on my way to Abuja one time. I saw somebody in the motor park here in Makurdi here. The person, he looks one kind. So I started speaking French to him. I discovered that how did this person sneak inside this place? Because I was speaking English to him and he was not responding very well. So I changed channel. And as I spoke French to him, it's from another country. So, but if there is through the state police, through they will not work independently. The state police, I don't think they work they work in synergy. International level, we even have international police and so on. All those places, they'll be working in tandem, they'll be working in unity, in unison, in synergy. And as I've said, all those witch hunting, you cannot overrule it, but it should be minimized. The ultimate aim, the ultimate goal of establishing the state police is to curtail, to curb the excesses of these criminal activities, particularly foreigners, aliens who come here and they try to wreak havoc on our people.
Barrister Sorkaa, we are gradually drawing our concluding thoughts. Speak to us. What should be done legally for the decentralization of the police force in the country?
Legally, what should be done for the decentralization of the state police, right?
Yes, the policing structure in general. Yes.
It's that the Nigeria police force should have its operation. The state police, which will be established, should also have its own way of operation. And legally, it means that the respective state House of Assemblies, with respect to the state police, will have to, the executive will bring a bill which will pass through stages for the establishment of the law for state police in the respective states and its implementation. And then at the National Assembly, there will also be an amendment of the scope and operation of the Nigerian police force, which will be limited as will be defined. So that will be the legal backing for the police operation in Nigeria. The Nigerian police force will be amended. The Federal Capital Territory are not agreeing with the state police because maybe they are thinking that since they are the Federal Capital Territory, the Nigerian police force might likely operate in the FCT. But we'll see. We'll get to see if we get their report before the meeting in January next year of the National Economic Council. But the operation of the Nigerian of the police in Nigeria will, after the necessary amendments at the National Assembly in the Constitution, will require that Nigerian police force will now be amended. The state police will now come through the respective laws at the various House of Assemblies of the states.
All right, Barrister Aande, help us understand the template that these governors they are backing for the for establishment of the state police. What constitutional backing do they need for the Senate or House of Representatives to call for the creation of state police in the country?
Yes, first the template will be for the clamor for constitutional amendment, and that's they're going to do. And the moment they had various of assembly and there's amendment at the national level, because the law requires that for you to amend certain parts of the constitution, that first the governors require that there should be an amendment of the constitution by the National Assembly. Both the Senate and the House of Representatives will have to amend Chapter 6 of the Constitution as well as Part 3 of the Constitution, which will now pave the way for this particular issue of policing, which is provided under Section 251 of the Constitution, to be removed, which is contained in the exclusive list of the Constitution, to be removed from the exclusive legislative list into the concurrent legislative list. So that's the first thing that the governors will expect the National Assembly to do. The moment it is removed, the Constitution will now create, the National Assembly will now create a provision that will say that the issue of state police, the governors are also empowered to create state police. We shall do this, we shall assembly now, and present what is called an executive bill. And the entire template, the entire provision, the entire outlook, the entire layout will be put into that law establishing state police. So by the time they get this done, it will be very easy. I'm sure that when they do that at National Assembly, at the state level, it will be very easy. I'm very sure that why they were working on this, why it took so long, is that some of these things are already in the offing. Like the state governors, I'm sure that they may have directed their drafters at the Ministry of Justice to begin to do a precedent, a sample of what we present at the end of the day.
All right. The process for the amendment of Constitution is ongoing.
Yes.
And it is.
Yes.
Do you see the current National Assembly driving the conclusion for the establishment of the state police in the country? That would be your concluding thoughts.
Yes, let me tell you something.
Yes.
We had this discussion in February, between February and March. Between February and March, I tell you that there was some bit of horse trading. They had discussions, they had certain meetings. And why you have this number and off-camera discussions that were going on. And so they are serious. This is a serious business. The only 3 states remaining: Adamawa State, which is from the north, the northeast; Kebbi State from the northwest; North Central, you have a Kwara State, and then you have the FCT. Like my friend Sorkaa said, even FCT would have gone into it, but because they are afraid, it's a federal capital territory. With the law says you can treat it as a state. With the law, because Onyesen Wike is afraid that probably the IG of police will still have some bit of hold in FCT, and that's the reason why this thing is happening. But I tell you, between now and January, they may have concluded a lot. I tell you the truth. For almost 33 governors to agree that we are in for this, it should tell you that there are also discussions, high-level discussions at the National Assembly. And so the Speaker is going to step in, is going to be key into this, and the Senate President is also going to key into it. And President Tinubu himself is also going to key into this.
So
there was some bit of horse trading.
You agree that it's Emilokon for police, state police now?
Very beautiful. If you look at his trajectory, yes, you will know that granting autonomy to the judiciary, granting autonomy to the local government should tell you this. He has been an advocate of restructuring, and so he's going to key into this.
All right.
Yes,
Mr. Akorigyah, give us your concluding thoughts on this matter in 2 or 10, let me not say 2 minutes. Just 1 minute should be enough because we do not have time.
My concluding part is just like my other colleagues have said, the 2 barristers, the learned colleagues who have looked at even the Constitution and said that let's give it a trial. Let's avoid a situation whereby maybe if I use this engineering terminology, we should avoid modulus of rigidity in this matter. Let us make it flexible. Let's give it a trial. And I believe it is going to work because it is even working in America where we have copied the Constitution. And in the country here, we have tried other state outfits like the Amotekun here in Benue State, the Hunters in Borno State, the Hisba, and so on. It's working. So when it is agreed upon, the remaining will just be an academic exercise, and we are there. Thank you very much.
Barrister Sorkaa, let me have your concluding thoughts on this.
My concluding thoughts on the issue of state police is that we should all give it a trial. If it has worked in the U.S. and other states of the country, it can also work in Nigeria and our respective states. Thank you.
All right, dear listener, the debate is ongoing. The governors have thrown their back in. We'll continue to keep track of this as the evolving issues as they regarding the state police are ongoing. I'd like to thank our guest on the program today, Barrister Polycarp Aande. He's a legal practitioner, a public affairs commentator, and a notary public. We appreciate you for joining us on Perspectives, Barrister Aande.
Thank you so much. A pleasure that you invited me.
Of course, Engineer Alex Akorigyah is a security analyst, an engineer. He works with a quasi-security organization, so he's entitled to his security analysis, and he also joined us, shared valuable insights with us. We appreciate you for joining us, sir.
Thank you very much, sir.
Barrister Daniel Sorkaa, legal practitioner, notary public, and public affairs commentator. We appreciate your time with us on Perspectives.
Thank you very much.
Dear listener, that's our program today. The next time you will hear from us will be next week, Monday. Have yourself a great weekend. I am Nathaniel Nongu. Goodbye.